Well, I think skills like networking and interviewing are essential not only when you're looking for a job, but all throughout your career.
Hello and welcome back to Future You, the podcast brought to you by graduate careers experts Prospects. I'm your host, Emily Slade, and this episode is all about the importance of recruitment fairs and networking. Don't forget that GradJobs Live and PostGrad Study Live is taking place on the 14th of November at Olympia, London. You can register via gradjobs.co.uk. You can find all the links in the show notes below.
So, my name's Mark Anderson. I'm a career coach. So, I work for Kickstart Careers Coaching, which is my own business. And I basically work with individuals to help them plan their future career. So, I work in schools with young people as they start their career journey. And I also work with adults who are looking to change career if they're not happy in the work they do, and a few other bits and pieces as well. But yeah, my work is all about career development and finding your passion.
Brilliant. Well, we're here today to talk about the importance of grad fairs and that sort of thing. So we're going to begin with, how can attending recruitment fairs help students develop their career readiness skills like networking or interviewing?
Well, I think skills like networking and interviewing are essential not only when you're looking for a job, but all throughout your career. There are certain habits that are essential for people to get into if they're going to grow and develop within their career for the whole of their lives. And certainly, how can I put it? Informational interviewing, where you basically find out information about employment and things that you can do. They're really important skills. And fairs like GradJobs Live and PostGrad Study Live as well are really a career skills boot camp where you can practice all of these skills under one roof in one day. So it's a really good opportunity to speak to recruiters.
Yeah, perfect. So what are your top tips for networking effectively?
Well, I think when it comes to networking at GradJobs Live, I think the key thing is listening and talking. So when it comes to listening, it's about finding out as much as you can about the industry that you're interested in, the companies that you're interested in, and just being curious and asking lots of questions. And that's why it's important to think of questions in advance before you go to an event like GradJobs Live and PostGrad Study Live. And also, in terms of talking, it's about being clear about your own skills, how you like to work, whether you're a task focused person or a people focused person. And it's just about being yourself and just showing genuine interest. And when you're enthusiastic and you're keen to learn, then that is really going to come across when you're speaking to recruiters. So doing that, keep a pen and paper to hand, take a card so you can find out and follow up conversations that you may have had, and just take your time, because these events are big. But if you come in plenty of time, then you've got the time to go around and speak to as many recruiters as you can.
Perfect. So what are some do's and don'ts when talking to recruiters at these events?
Oh, well, I would certainly say in terms of like I said earlier on, it's just about being confident, being polite, and just having maybe a 30 to 60-second introduction of yourself. So that's something you can prepare in advance. And so therefore, whenever you're going to speak to a recruiter and they say, "Oh, tell me about yourself," you've got something that you can say that's rehearsed and is clear and really summarizes who you are. In terms of don'ts, I would say don't just go up to a recruiter and say, "Have you got a job?" or "Have you got any vacancies?" Because that's almost a bit like going up to somebody that you like and saying, "Are you single?" Because you always want somebody to wine and dine you first and get to know them. So it's a bit like that when you're looking for work. You don't want to come across as being desperate, even if you are. So be curious, like I said, ask questions, find out as much as you can about what they can offer and what they do, and and then see how the conversation develops.
Yeah, brilliant. So what qualities do recruiters typically look for when they interact with the students at these events?
Well, I think they're just looking for curious and interested individuals. I know that sounds obvious, but sometimes you can go to these events and just not be prepared and not know what to say, and then you've missed a real opportunity. So I think it's really important that you demonstrate enthusiasm, curiosity, a willingness to learn, because they really want to see that you've also done your homework and really come across as if you are prepared for the event. So in advance, find out about the company, find out about the industry. If you can tell a recruiter one small thing about that company that obviously they know, but they'll be impressed that you know as well, that will really leave a good impression. So I think that's what they're looking for, the curiosity and the fact that you've done your research.
Yeah, brilliant. So it is really about thinking about who you are, what you want, and really honing in on that rather than
Yeah,
just sort of mass approaching everyone.
definitely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So, preparing for conversations with employers, what advice would you give?
Well, I would always say start by researching the company. So you
Yeah.
can find out the information about the companies that are going to be there on the website. So find out who's going to be there, do some research, look at their website, look at what they've been doing on social media. That's really important as well. So, for example, if you can see what they've been getting up to on LinkedIn, then that will really come across when you mention that if you speak to them. So, definitely in terms of preparation, find out about the company, and then just have a few targeted questions that you'd like to ask each employer that you're interested in. So so questions that are really going to help you to decide if that's the right employer for you. And also just about how you're presenting yourself, how you dress professionally. You don't have to necessarily be over the top, but be comfortable, but look across look professional. No trainers, shirt, trousers, and nice polished shoes, those kind of things. So that's really important as well, because you will be on your feet all day, so it's important that you do feel comfortable.
So, GradJobs Live and PostGrad Study Live are coming up soon. Can you briefly tell me what they aim to achieve?
Well, I think certainly in terms of Grad Jobs Live, this is aimed at recent graduates and also those who are about to finish their degrees, and it's just an opportunity for those individuals to find out more about the world of work, the employers who might be recruiting graduates, and you can. It's an opportunity to find roles that match your skills and your passions as well. So there's going to be workshops to enhance your job searching strategies. You can meet employers like Coca-Cola, Transport for London, get into teaching. So you can find out about a wide range of different types of graduate opportunities. And then in terms of postgrad study live, that's for obviously for those who are looking at postgraduate courses. So there'll be talks about the benefits of postgrad study, and there'll be an opportunity to meet universities like University of Cambridge, University of Kent, Lancaster, and so there's plenty of opportunities to find out more about what your next steps could be after you've completed your degree.
Perfect. So, if you've never been to an event like this before, what can you expect?
Well, there'll be lots of recruiters there from a wide range of different types of industries and universities, like I've mentioned. And not only will you have the opportunity to go and approach these recruiters, but you can also go to workshops and clinics. So, for example, there'll be a mock assessment center, there's a CV and a LinkedIn clinic as well. There's a drop in interview clinic so you can hone your skills when it comes to interviewing. Even if you want to find out about American universities, there's a US university zone as
Wow.
well, and a general career advice clinic. So, even if you're coming along and you're a bit stuck about what your next steps are, the advice will be there for you.
Logistically, you've mentioned that it can be a very long day on your feet, that sort of thing. Should you bring a lunch, bring a bottle of water with you, stay hydrated, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's always a good thing to do that. There will be food that you can purchase on the day yourself, but yeah, it's always good to be prepared. If you're going to go somewhere for perhaps 3 or 4 hours, just think about what you'll need to make sure that you're going to feel comfortable and relaxed and be yourself on that day. Because if you're like me and you're hungry and you can't eat, then you're a bit more irritable. Then
Yeah.
that's not a good foundation for speaking to recruiters.
Perfect. So, how does a recruitment fair differ from any other method of looking for graduate roles?
Well, I think it's a less pressurized, if you like. It's a more of a relaxed environment where you can find out more about possible opportunities where you're not under the pressure of are they going to accept me or not. So it's a bit more informal, but at the same time, it's a great opportunity to take your time and speak to a wide range of different recruiters. As I said earlier on, networking is really important throughout your career.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not always that many opportunities to speak to so many different employers and universities under one roof on one day. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really important to make the most of the opportunity that you have to network and put yourself across in the best way possible. And that's what these events can really, how they can really benefit an individual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would you argue that there's a case that they could be quite overwhelming? So is there sort of a thing where you sort of should, take your time, like take a step outside take a breath if you need to, like, just sort of have a plan, have these ideas, but like take it at your own pace kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that's really important because you can walk into an event like that and they're in huge halls and you see lots of people and you can almost feel, oh, I'm competing against all of these other
Mm.
graduates, and it can be overwhelming. But I think, if you keep in mind that everyone's in the same boat, everyone's looking to advance their career,
Mm-hmm.
and don't see individuals as being competition. I think it's just, remember that you are unique as an individual. That's what I always say to people going to events like this. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody has your range of skills and qualities and abilities and life experiences. So if you bring that uniqueness to an event, knowing that you're totally different to everybody else that's there. Yes, they may have a degree, but they are totally different to you as an individual. They'll have different goals and aims. So if you go presenting who you are, then you can focus on that, keep that in mind, and just find out the information that you need to find out on the day that's going to help you move forward in your career.
Yeah, perfect. So, what are the key benefits of attending this event for students and recent graduates?
Well, I think, like I've said earlier on, it's about networking. You get the opportunity to network with multiple employers all in
Mm-hmm.
one day, and potentially being able to fast track you in your job search. And it's also an opportunity because if you go to clinics and workshops, you can practice your interview skills. You can get immediate feedback on that as well, and you'll get some really useful insights into different industries and different types of roles that exist, because the jobs that we know about are quite limited. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
real opportunity to find out about jobs that we may never have heard of before. So it's a real educational event as well, and you'll basically leave with a better understanding of what employers are looking for
Mm-hmm.
and how you can stand out in the job market.
Yeah, perfect. So, how do you follow up with a recruiter that you've spoken to on the day?
Well, I think it's a good thing to do. It's a good practice
Mm-hmm.
to get into. If you can perhaps at the end of your conversations take away a business card if they have them, and follow up, ideally within 24 to 48 hours, and just send a personalized message to the recruiter that you spoke to,
Mm-hmm.
just to remind them of the conversation that you had, because obviously they will have spoken to maybe hundreds of students over the a day or two. So remind them of the conversation, mention the specific points that you highlighted in that conversation, and just express your continued interest in the company and that you'd like to carry on and find out more, and to be informed about possible opportunities for the future. So any follow-up email, keep it concise, keep it professional, and just don't forget to thank them for their time, because they have taken time out of their busy lives to be at an event like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fantastic. Well, on that note, thank you so much for your time today. This has been really, really helpful.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks again to Mark for their time. Don't forget to register for GradJobs Live and PostGrad Study Live. They'll be taking place on the 14th of November. You can register via gradjobs.co.uk. The link is in the show notes below. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to leave us a review on Apple or Spotify. For a full-length video version of this episode, check out our YouTube channel at FutureYouPod. Thank you, as always, for listening, and good luck on your journey to Future You.